Konnichiwa collectors, this is Chris of FlyingAceCMX. Our goal here at FlyingAceCMX is to find and review merchandise from throughout the geekdom, whether it's from comic books, sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, or anything else within the multiverse, to find out whether or not it's worthy of adorning your shelves. Again, as of this recording, it's still May the 4th, 2017. Still Star Wars Day. So I thought I'd throw in a bonus video for all the Star Wars fans out there. If you haven't seen my other Star Wars Day review of the 12-inch Finn figure, I'll put it down in the description below. But right now, I give you the Star Wars Black Series, Titanium Series, ship set. Featuring Poe Dameron's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, Biggs Darklighter's X-Wing, and a TIE Fighter. I happened to pick these up at my local Beall's department store, as a matter of fact, on the same day that I got my Finn figure. At the time, it was just a few short months after The Force Awakens was released, and they were already marking down all the Star Wars figures and toys. So I thought, I can't pass this up. So I went ahead and got it, along with the Finn figure and a few other things. And I just haven't had the opportunity to unbox this yet. So we'll take a look at the packaging first, and then check out the ships. Taking a look at the packaging here, you can actually see some specs of the different ships. There's the Millennium Falcon, one of the X-Wings, a TIE Fighter, and the other X-Wing. Sorry about the glare. You see Titanium Series on the side. On the back, you can actually see more of the specs, and they're actually listed here on the side. They put a lot of detail on the back of this anyway. And this side is very plain, except it tells what's in it. And back to the ships, which are all displayed in this front window here. As you can see in the window, they're all in order of what they say down here on the bottom. Here's Poe Dameron's X-Wing, the Millennium Falcon, of course, Biggs Darklighter's X-Wing, and of course, the TIE Fighter. Now that that's out of the way, let's get rid of the box and check out the ships themselves. I took the main box off to get a good look before cutting off all the plastic that holds them onto the backboard. And also I kind of had to flip it upside down from the way I had it because it was just easier to display. But here you can actually see a lot of the detail on the X-Wing, Biggs' TIE Fighter, the Falcon, and of course Poe Dameron's X-Wing. Plus, not only that, they actually come with their own stands, which is always good for a collector, because, you don't want to lose them. I already have enough Tamashii Stages missing parts, so I'm glad that these already came with their own stands. Now let's officially get these out of the packaging, and take a look at each one individually. Okay, now that they're out of the box, I do have to warn you that there are a lot of small features on here, a lot of detail, so I'm going to try to zoom in the best I can, or show you as much of the detail as possible. With my current setup, it's probably not going to focus very well, and I apologize for that. But I really wanted to do this review video, so let's just go ahead and get to it. Okay, first we'll get to Poe Dameron's X-Wing, which I've already put the stands on them. There's a lot of nice detail on here. They used a really nice metallic silver. If I could focus on this, which I don't think it will. No, I'm sorry. The paint really stands out from most other X-Wings. I guess so you can tell which one is his and buy it, since he's apparently the new Han Solo. But anyway, it's got a very cool orange and black, or orange and gunmetal gray type paint job. There we go. And unfortunately, in the package, this gun turret was kind of misshapen. I'm not going to try to bend it back because I might just snap it in half. If I had a heat gun or maybe a hairdryer or something, I could probably gradually put it back into shape, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. Okay, if I take this off the stand real quick, you can see under here there's actually landing gear, which actually folds out. I didn't know this because this is the first time I've taken it out of the package. And unfortunately, this is also a little bit crooked, so I'm not going to mess with it. But the landing gear also works on the the back gear here. If I can take it out without screwing it up. I wish I had a pair of tweezers, but my little Leatherman tool might work. So just gently trying to pull it. There we go. It's kind of stuck in there at first, but just a little bit of force, no pun intended, I swear to God, and you should be able to get it out with no problem without screwing it up. There we go, on the second one. So you can always have it setting on here, you know, setting on a surface with the landing gear down, or you can always, and probably for the best, you know, just put the landing gear up and just put it back on the stand. That way you don't risk screwing anything up, because whatever can happen will happen. But I really like the paint job on here. They put a lot of detail into this. You know, it is the Black Series, so they are going to put a lot of detail and effort into this as possible. And also, because it's an X-Wing, you can actually fold out the wings for battle mode. And I was hoping that this was the case when I bought it, because I didn't want it just in the static position all the time, since it is an X-Wing after all. Okay, leave them in battle mode for now. On to everybody's favorite, the Millennium Falcon. The Falcon here, that is full die-cast metal. Well, with the exception of the turrets and the satellite dish. But the rest of it is just pure die-cast metal, which I'm very grateful for, because I feel you get your money's worth if you get something die-cast rather than just plain plastic. Of course, me being as clumsy as I am, I'll probably end up dropping it on my foot sometime or another. But let's take it the Falcon. Here she is, with a more distinct paint job than in the original trilogy, I believe. You see the cockpit here, with the windows painted black, which is cool. The engines here are very bright blue. You know, I kind of wish they would have molded that, or put some sort of translucent plastic on the back to look a little bit more convincing. But still, it's nice that they actually put some attention. They put exhaust vents here on the back. They did a lot of really nice detail work on this. You can see pretty much every nook and cranny of the Falcon. And on the bottom, let's take this off real quick. Okay, you can see she doesn't have any landing gear like the X-Wings, but she can lay flat on a surface without scuffing up the bottom or breaking off the bottom turret. You know, probably best not to have it pointing this way, otherwise you're going to have a very awkward landing. So just kind of point it away from the landing gear. There we go. And again, I apologize for the fuzziness of this video. I'll try to figure out a better way to get this taken care of. On the bottom of the engines here, you can actually see A lot of detail. If I could focus. It will not focus. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, they did put a lot of effort into here. Unfortunately, aside from the turrets and the dish, that's the only articulation it has. But, you know, that's completely acceptable to me because one, this is just a very nice mold of the Falcon, as well as, you know, the metal. Hold on. Just to prove that it is die-cast metal. You know, I think this is a very nice representation of the Millennium Falcon. So, there you go. Just about everybody's favorite. Next is Biggs Darklighter's X-Wing. Pretty much everything that can be said about Poe Dameron's X-Wing can be said about Biggs's, except different paint job. Well, now that actually, the bodies of the X-Wings are die-cast metal also. Because it's kind of hard to tell, because I guess it's not quite as... It doesn't have quite enough as heft as the Falcon, but yeah, the bodies are definitely die-cast metal, while everything else is pretty much plastic. I'm sure you can notice the wings are very odd. Let me take the stand off. I don't know what the deal is with the wings being all wobbly. I'm just noticing this for the first time because, again, I just now took it out of the package. I have no idea why this is. That's probably one of the reasons why it was marked down. But it's nothing a little tinkering won't fix. But as you can see here, it's X-Wing. She also has working landing gear. If I could just, there we go. That wasn't quite as bad as Poe Dameron's. Let's get the second one out here without messing it up. There we go. And of course here on the front, there we go. So if you want to have her sitting in the landing bay, that's perfectly fine. Of course, I'm going to do like the other one and just put it up, keep it on the stand. The wobbliness is really bothering me. I might try to fix that, but I might just leave it alone without screwing it up. The gun turrets are shaped differently than Poe's. Let's take a look real quick. This one actually has, a three-pronged turret, while this one is more single-pronged. But anyway, this has pretty much the tan, white, and yellow paint job, that you see on most other X-Wings. Of course, I'm probably wrong about that. Don't chew my head off. Anyway, here, the wings also fold out, just like any other X-Wing. And the X-Wings always look more badass when they're ready to fight, so I'm going to keep them like this. Thankfully, when it's folded out, it's not quite as wobbly, so at least that's some good news. And I never thought about it until just now, but you can actually open up the cockpits. You can actually open them up, which I didn't realize until just now. Okay, I'm pretty sure you could do that with Poe's also. Which, yes, it looks just like it can't. Yep, there we go. So that's good to know. So that's an extra part that you want to be careful of not losing. But yeah, this is a really nice looking X-Wing. It does have some problems, but it looks very nice. And finally we get to the TIE Fighter, which I'm sure you can already tell that the hatch on the top opens and closes. Kind of has a little trouble closing. Nope. It's kind of loose, so you want to be careful if you ever drop that. It is almost fully die-cast, except for the hatch. Oh, and if you take a look inside, you actually see a pilot inside. If it can focus, I'm pretty sure it won't. You can see him a little bit better from this distance. It doesn't say whose TIE Fighter it is, but you can pretend whoever you want it to be. The wings are a little bit loose. You might end up having to tighten up the screws on the bottom here. There we go. Personally, I don't recommend doing anything. You know, just keep it on the shelf, or do like Luke and just keep it on the stand, and there you go. But this has a lot of really nice detail. I think it's right up there with the Falcon in detail and heft. I mean, if you ended up dropping this on your foot, it would probably hurt quite a bit. So don't do that. But this has just flat gray paint. You see the engine. They put most of the detail onto the front and the wings, which I really like. They put a lot of great time and detail into this, and I really like it. For comparison's sake, here they are next to my die-cast Slave 1. Actually, you know what? I think these are somewhat to scale, because you can see Boba Fett in here. He's about the same size as the TIE Fighter pilot. I'm sure you can't really tell very much. But yeah, these might actually be to scale. I've actually had this for over 10 years. I can't remember which series of ships it belongs to. It does seem like it fits into the scale of these ships. Do I recommend this set? Absolutely. Especially if you like to collect, well, of course, Star Wars stuff, but spaceships of any kind. If you're into sci-fi, then definitely pick it up. These are from the Black Series, of course, as stated earlier and in the card, meaning that, you know, they're pretty high up there in quality and detail. So yeah, I would definitely recommend picking these up if you had an opportunity, and if you find them at a decent, especially if you find them at a decent price, like 50% off. If you ever find yourself with these staring back at you from a shelf and say, I've got to have that, I think they're definitely worth the 50% off at least. So keep an eye out for them if you're interested. That's all for now. Keep checking our channels. Click on the notification bell to keep up with our releases. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share on your preferred social media. And visit us here on YouTube, as well as my other channel, Flying Ace Comics Vlogs, for random musings, editorials, and other nonsensical crap that I want to share with the general public. Also, be sure to visit Flying Ace Comics on Twitter and Flying Ace Comics on Instagram. And remember, until next time, in the words of many great ones, may the Force be with you. Later. Konnichiwa, collectors. This is Chris of Flying Ace Comics. Our goal